This may come as a shock to you, dear viewer, but I love comic books. I love superheroes, and I love, for the most part, the ways they've been depicted in other forms of media. I've loved superheroes my whole life. I grew up on them, like so many other people born in the late 90s. Superheroes have been inspiring me my whole life. I look up to them like gods on the Acropolis. I want to be like them. They've really shaped who I was and who I want to be. Amongst these many complex, godlike, mythological characters, there's always been one that has stood the test of time for me, one that's been around for me through thick and thin, one that's been a constant source of inspiration and admiration for the past 27 years of my life. And I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, that's right.
Booster Gold, everybody.
Sorry, but you read the title and saw the thumbnail.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Spider-Man is the most popular superhero. That's for good reason.
I do.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Who's Spider-Man?
We all recognize that he's the coolest, funniest, flashiest, kindest, most sincere superhero of all time. And I was lucky enough to be gifted with the knowledge of his existence as soon as I was born. Spider-Man is actually the doctor who delivered me. Throughout my life, Spider-Man has shown me that we all have the capability to do good. To defend others, to help those who need it, to stand up for what is right, and to be an honest person. He has shown me that even though I'll struggle while trying to be the best version of myself, and I mean, at times I'll fail and I'll want to give up, and maybe sooner or later I will, but I'll always get back up, and
You don't know. Come on.
we all have great power and we all share a great responsibility. Not because we can climb walls or swing between skyscrapers, but because we're all capable of good and evil. Spider-Man is a reminder of that responsibility for me, and I'm sure he is for the other billion people that are going to watch this video. So without further ado, pull on your skin-tight red and blue spandex and strap on your web shooters and enjoy this trip down memory lane with your boy, Cranston. It sounds weird to say Cranston. I guess that's just my name, guys.
Yo, Spider-Man, there he goes. I see him. He's going. Oh, he's so fast. Oh, he went over there now. Whoa.
Love you, Spider-Man.
My Spidey introduction was in the great year of 2000, with the Spider-Man game on PlayStation 1. I never got far in this game, and I mostly remember swinging between the low draw distance foggy skyscrapers, crawling on buildings and stuff. I was 2 years old, I don't know what you expected me. In Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro, also on the PlayStation 1, which came out a year later in 2001, I remember running on the ground between the buildings and spending way too much time shooting hoops. Again, I was just a baby, but it was still a lot of fun and memorable. If memory serves correctly, I think Venom and Carnage combined, oh my god. I think Venom and Carnage were also in this game, and they looked cool but scary, and Doc Ock a little bit was maybe in the first one. Dude, I was a child, and I haven't looked anything up yet, so.
Who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If somebody said
Spider-Man 1, the movie that truly started this new wave of superhero movies. I could gush about this movie for well over 45 hours, and maybe one day I will, but for now, let me try to encapsulate just how much this movie changed my DNA. It was almost impossible to not be consumed by this movie. I was young and impressionable. It was marketed everywhere, from my morning cereal that had way too much sugar in it, to my school attire, to my toothbrush. Everything I had was Spider-Man because, guys, you might not know this, but I'm actually Spider-Man.
You are amazing.
This film shows us how Peter becomes Spider-Man, the tragedy and responsibility of that title. This is the quintessential Spider-Man film that all the others are judged off of. And we're lucky that we were blessed with such a gem at the beginning of all of the Spidey cinematic representations.
Can Spider-Man come out to play?
Wow.
Spider-Man on video and...
From the score, the cinematography, the performances, it's all so much fun. And yeah, there's flaws here and there, but I don't mind them that much. It reminds me that's an actual film made by real-life people who are working together to create magic. When I was a boy, I recreated scenes from this movie over and over again. I would go up to walls and pretend to climb up them. I'd recreate the go web go, fly, Shazam! I'd recreate that ad nauseum. At my grandmother's house, she had a staircase that was similar to Aunt May and Uncle Ben's staircase, so I would run down it and try to put my hand on the railing and kick off the wall. But I was I think I was 4 or 5 trying to do that stuff, so it didn't work out that well. But I loved climbing things and I loved jumping off things at a young age because Spider-Man. The suit in this movie is amazing. I know it's a product of its time with this like Power Ranger appearance, but it's really made for the big screen. It's super striking. And it's real. You know, in some parts of the movie it's CGI, but for the most part it's real. There's an actual person in there. The score is absolutely iconic. Almost everyone recognizes it. This movie really elevated superhero movies and broke open the floodgates of superhero media for the next 24 years. Starting in 2002, Spider-Man was my identity for the next 10 years of my life. You know, you sprinkle in some Naruto and some John Cena, and that's basically me back then. The movie tie-in game was a lot of fun, also came out in 2002. It was a retelling of the movie, but with more combat and villains. When I had this game on the PS2, my memory card was either missing or broken. So my brother and I, we couldn't save our progress. We just played for like an hour or so, and we would keep doing the same thing over and over again because we were silly little kids. But once we got the memory card, it was off to the races, and I think we got up to like the Shocker or Vulture fight. I don't know. It's been years, dude. I can't really remember. You also couldn't touch the ground while swinging in between the buildings. It would be like the game would be like, sorry, you died.
I believe there's a hero in all of us. Gives us strength, makes us noble.
Spider-Man 2 came out 2 years later, in the year 2004. Easy math. I saw this movie in theaters, and I remember leaving the theater, heading back to my car, and thinking, well, not my car, my parents' car. I was driving in 2004. I saw the movie in theaters, and I remember leaving the theater, heading back to the family car, and thinking that I was Doc Ock. You know, imagining that I had the tentacles to move around and jump to and fro on the concrete. I had this Doc Ock toy that was really cool, and he had like the actual tentacles that he can move and open and close the pincers. This movie as a kid didn't mean a lot to me aside from, you know, fun Spider-Man action, but as an adult, you bet your sweet Bippy it means a lot to me. Peter is broken down in this movie. It touches upon the core of what it means to be Spider-Man. We see that sometimes Spider-Man just wants to be man. He's this reluctant hero that needs a reminder that with great power comes evil.
Don't you dare finish that sentence. Don't do it. I'm sick of it.
I love this movie, and it pushes Peter's responsibility to the extreme. You know, this man's like arguing with versions of himself and visions of his dead uncle. And it's great to see that MJ finally figures out who he is. And, you know, she runs in the wedding dress at the end. It's tons of fun. An amazing film, top to bottom. And this movie's just all around top tier hilarious with a tremendous amount of heart. There's a moment where like Peter really could have helped this dude in this alley. Like he could have done something. The game. I played it on the GameCube. I don't know if it was on other consoles. Maybe I could look it up. Who cares? You don't care. I played this game for hours upon hours when it first came out. My favorite thing to do was just jump really high to get to the highest point. This game like has a magic that is yet to be recreated in any Spider-Man game. I'm playing Web of Shadows right now, and it's coming close here and there, but I'll talk about that game later. I'm gonna talk about it later.
Spidey, you the man.
The pizza theme, like this is an iconic game. Swinging is a lot of fun. The combat's okay. It has a lot of things you can do to mix it up. And collecting little spider power-ups was pretty annoying for me, but it's nowhere near as fun as the games that will come later. But for 2004, pretty groundbreaking.
What's happening?
In 2007, we got Spider-Man 3.
It's me, Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood, you know.
The hype for this movie was unbelievable. I grew my hair out and even styled it like Black Suit Peter in preparation for how awesome this movie was going to be. I was extremely hyped. My mom took me and my friend out of school just to go see it. She's such a real one for that.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
This movie's busy, but I love it. You know, it's the weakest of the trilogy in my opinion, but I still enjoy it very much. It's super silly, but it has so much fun and a lot of heartfelt moments too. People try to treat it like it's so different from the other movies, but it's definitely a continuation of 1 and 2. Like, this is a perfect trilogy. You know, it's not Lord of the Rings or anything. Don't get me started. But it's a fantastic trilogy. The Black Suit Spidey theme and the Sandman theme, those like little motifs, are so amazing and I love them so much. I was changed after seeing this movie for the first time. One of my favorite suits is the black suit. Spider-Man 3 black suit is so amazing. This movie has a lot of moving parts. Some stuff doesn't work that well, but, you know, rose-tinted glasses.
Good riddance.
I had this, when I was a boy, I had this Spider-Man 2 toy, and I took a black Sharpie and colored this toy with the black Sharpie after seeing Spider-Man 3. It didn't work that well, and it smelled awful, but I remember showing him off at the playground, and other students were like, Okay.
Help! Please! Someone! I'm going to die!
I had the Spider-Man 3 tie-in game on PS2. It wasn't that good, but I remember I got the Xbox 360 version years later, and I was like, cool, I can switch to the black suit. But, that's about it. And then after that, I took a Spider-Man break. Sadly, there wasn't much with Spidey that caught my attention. I started doing not Spider-Man stuff like Naruto and WWE and like real life loser stuff. But in 2012 and 2014, we got the Garfield/Webb movies.
You know what it is I love about being Spider-Man? Everything.
They didn't really do it for me when they came out. I didn't really care for the whole Batman Begins approach that they took with the first one, like this more grounded, darker approach. And not just visually, I mean, the movie is dark, but this more serious and realistic approach. I mean, just look at it. It's significantly more drab. It has a lot less color, it's just ugly. I do really like Uncle Ben's voicemail, the dialogue and the message it conveys. I don't love that it's a voicemail, but I guess that kind of adds to the tragedy of his death, so many unspoken things between him and Peter. And I also think Peter's a little inconsistent in the first movie. He's like jokey here and there, but then he's also like a dangerous man filled with anger. He kind of bounces back and forth, which is fine, whatever. When this movie dropped in 2012, I thought it was kind of weird that Peter was a skater, because skating at the time was a cool thing to do, and I skated at the time. So it was nice to get a reminder after forgetting it for so long that I'm actually Spider-Man, even if my anxious teenage self wanted to distance myself from all the things that I loved as a kid. But overall, that first movie has pretty inventive Spider-Man action, great cinematography, fantastic CGI. The bridge scene is absolutely fantastic. Peter comforting the kid, like, that's actually Spider-Man. That's what Spider-Man does.
Just a normal guy.
Much like how he helps that kid in the second movie with his little science project. I love Peter and Gwen, and even to this day, they're my favorite part of this duology. Emma and Andrew are the best parts of this movie, which is great because they're the leads. The suit in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is great. It would have been cool if the eyes moved. These two movies, when they dropped for me, kind of felt like off-brand copies, like cash grabs, just copies of the Raimi movies. But now I can appreciate them a bit more for what they are. They have great scores, really inventive Spidey fights that we've never really seen in live action. Even if some of the supervillains have uninteresting and flat designs, they all fight in new and inventive ways. The way Spidey moves is new as well, the swinging sequences are just thrilling, and the romance with Gwen, as I said, is top tier. Overall, fine movies with great Spidey moments. I only ever played the demos of the Amazing Spider-Man movie tie-in games, but they didn't seem that great, so if you liked them, you liked them. Cool. In 2015 or so, I played this mobile game called Spider-Man Unlimited. It's a unlimited runner game, think Temple Run or Jetpack Joyride. Doesn't exist anymore, but I played a lot of it.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to Ruse!
Hey, everyone.
When Spidey really came back in my life was 2016, with that Civil War announcement trailer that showed Spidey, and I was so hype. I watched it probably 5 or 6 times the day it came out. It was gorgeous. It's fully CGI, but it took my breath away. And Spidey's actually played by a teenager, which was new for the live action movies. And once the movie actually came out, Spider-Man's in it for maybe 20 minutes of screen time. I loved those 20 minutes. I sat in the theater during the credits after a late 10:30 p.m. screening and wanted, nay, I needed more of this fun, witty Spidey. And with the after credits scene, we got glimpses of this. We see Peter sitting with the little spider signal, calling back to the comics from the 60s, as well as the animated series from the 90s, and I was so excited for what was coming next with this version of Spidey.
This is my chance to prove myself.
In 2017, Homecoming brought Spidey back in a big way. He was whimsical again, he was this neighborhood guy. It's a very funny movie, and Spidey does things that we've never seen him do in live action before. It has some amazing moments. And I imagine it's a lot of kids' first Spidey movie, so I gotta respect it for that. But the movie feels very MCU, which has pros and cons. The world feels a lot larger than Peter, and at times can stray very far from him. The Iron Man Jr. suit is a bit much. My first few times seeing this movie, I absolutely loved it, but after a while, it's kind of waned. This movie really brought Spidey back in my life. I got back into fun superhero media, and it really inspired me in my fitness journey to chase the dragon of the MCU physique. Overall, a great Spider-Man movie, but definitely not a definitive one for me. In 2018, we got 2 of the best Spider-Man representations of all time. The PS4 Spider-Man game and the movie Into the Spiderverse. The PS4 Spider-Man game blew up the world. It had casual gamers playing as Spidey for the first time since probably 2004, or maybe their first time ever. This is the most accessible and cinematic Spider-Man game. It was absolutely nuts. Like, back in 2018, I was talking about this game with so many people. It was the biggest game for months. It was a cultural moment. So many New York natives compared the map to real life. And when this game dropped, it was easily the best recreation of Manhattan of all time. This version of Spider-Man in the game is very familiar, but he's distinct in his own way. Yuri Lowenthal delivers one of the best, if not the best, Peter Parker and Spider-Man performances of all time. His upgraded default suit is nice. It's a little too orange here and there, but you get over it. The classic suit that he wears is gorgeous. The game is just so easy to pick up and do cool stuff from the get-go. It's tons of fun. And the story is amazing. The story is spectacular. The story is superior. Peter's characterization, this strained relationship that he has with MJ, I was rooting for them the whole time. Aunt May is obviously great in this game. The villains, which is mostly Mr. Negative, but Doc Ock, they're also superb. The Sinister Six show up for a bit, which is awesome. The boss fights against them are really cool, some of the coolest moments. The game has hiccups at times, of course, with the overpowered stealth and the gadgets, but overall it's a fantastic game. And the ending will probably always make me cry.
I want to see my nephew.
Peter making the hard choice. We feel his sacrifice. Throughout the story, every character goes through some massive changes in the game. Overall, 2018 Spider-Man game, probably one of the best, easiest to pick up and play. It's amazing.
That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Like, what's up, danger?
Into the Spider-Verse is a perfect movie.
Like, what's up, danger?
It's the story of how anyone can be Spider-Man. Miles Morales in this film is any of us. This movie has visual depth, there's layers to the music and how they reflect the characters' emotions and what they represent. This score to the movie moves me to tears without failure each time. This movie is a love letter to Spider-Man made by fans of Spider-Man. In 2018, when this movie first came out, I was Spider-Man fatigued. I was like, they're doing too much, too many Spider people, not interested, and I even missed this movie opening weekend. And then I saw it and I was blown away. After my eyes adjusted to the chromatic aberration, I was locked in. I cried at the funeral of Peter Parker. There's so many standout moments, like when Miles swings in unison with Peter B. Parker. I was laughing and filled with so much wonder. It's a fantastic movie if you couldn't tell. Gwen's great in it. Peter B. steals my heart. Miles and his dad have some of the best scenes in the movie. Just amazing stuff. Just amazing. If you haven't seen this movie, turn this video off. Go watch it. I don't care. Go. Uncle Aaron too, dude. Oh my God. Don't even get me started. This movie is just so good. I could probably do another 45 hours of this as well. Kingpin's also terrifying. Seeing a new take on Spider-Man was really invigorating, especially one like this. This movie is great art. This film is top tier. Miles as the new silver screen representation of Spider-Man is such a breath of fresh air. And I'm sure it made so many more people fall in love and get inspired by Spider-Man. Not just seeing Peter Parker again.
But in our own way, we are all Spider-Man. And we're all counting on you.
They're counting on me.
Probably not you specifically. I think it's a metaphor.
I'm glad that so many people can see themselves in Spider-Man 2, just like I did when I was growing up and I still do now. Seeing Into the Spider-Verse was like seeing Spider-Man back in 2002. This movie made me feel like a kid again, and when I think that this is some kid's first Spider-Man, they're so lucky because this movie is perfect.
Who is that guy?
He's like Iron Man and Thor rolled into one.
He's no Spider-Man.
What is it with you and Spider-Man?
What, he looks out for the neighborhood, has a dope suit, and I really respect him.
In 2019, we got Far From Home, which is my least favorite of the Tom Holland movies. It has fun action, and it's funny at times, sometimes not funny at all, and even annoying how often it tries to cut the tension with some awful jokes. Again, it has things that we've never seen Spidey do in live action, which is cool, but take my grievances that I had with Homecoming, about the MCU bloat, and dial it to 11. I understand the need to address Endgame and the consequences of it, but there's also so much of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's great for the MCU narrative. It feels like really well-made fanfic with flimsy characterization. The CGI is really good. The visuals are fun. Mysterio's projections are visually stunning. Peter and MJ have nice romance moments. There's some good laughs with Ned. It's a fun movie, but not a favorite Spider-Man movie of mine.
Look, I don't know if I'm ready to fly solo.
You gotta take the oath. I promise to do everything in my power to protect this city.
I promise.
In 2020, we got Spider-Man Miles Morales, a semi-sequel to the highly acclaimed 2018 Spider-Man. This game is gorgeous. Snowy New York during the holiday season, what else could you want? It came out in November 2020, a time when many were indoors, including myself, and I 100%ed the game in just a few days and had a great time. Playing as Miles, his new combat is a lot of fun, his animations are great, the Venom powers are really cool, he has the exaggerated swagger, the swinging is dope, the tricks in the air are a lot of fun. The overall story, I think, is weaker than the 2018 game, but it has some amazing moments. A few of them being the montage when Miles is making his own suit, Miles being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for Harlem, the opening Rhino fight, the Prowler fight, and my personal favorite part of the game, the final fight between Miles and Finn.
Don't make me kill you! You can't win! Why do you keep fighting?
Because I'm Spider-Man.
The ending is so amazing, I almost forgot how mid some of the other parts of the game are. And it's a short game, and seeing Miles handle his own is great. Overall, a fun, short, and sweet Spider-Man game with a decent story with some great moments.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
2021, we got Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie is nostalgia bait, but I mostly enjoy it. It has some great moments. Namely, all of the fan service with the other Spidey people and the Spidey-related people. It has a great score. Most of it makes little to no sense when you think about it for too long, and that's okay. Just fun MCU action flicks. My first time seeing it, I actually cried. Seeing Tobey and Andrew again, Andrew saving MJ with his Gumby CGI, Tobey interacting with Otto was great, and hearing the Raimi Spider-Man score again made the tears pour from my eyes. Green Goblin damn near steals the show, showing how he just goes crazy full evil. Willem Dafoe is amazing. Aunt May getting murdered by Green Goblin and Peter's reaction were all heavy and a nice change of pace for the MCU films. Aunt May's death scene is still gut-wrenching. It still brings me to tears. It's extremely well done, the score is fantastic. The score is fantastic throughout the whole film, as are the performances. The final swing scene is perfect. Peter has become an adult Spider-Man. All alone, probably depressed, certainly broke, but with amazing superpowers and great responsibility. As well as a beautiful Spider-Man suit, easily one of my favorites. Genuinely, how is he going to afford this apartment in Manhattan? What jobs is he going to be working? I loved the movie the first few times I saw it, but after a year or so, it's kind of lost its magic for me. In 2023, we finally got Across the Spiderverse, a film that shows Miles struggling to be both himself, the high schooler and son with a bright future, as well as New York's only Spider-Man. This movie tells not only an in-universe narrative, but also a meta-narrative. Both narratives focus around the idea that Miles is not Spider-Man, or at the very least not a traditional Spider-Man. Many are trying to make him conform to certain constraints in order to be Spider-Man.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
In this movie, Miles is considered an outlier, a fraud. He was not supposed to be Spider-Man, and in order to be Spider-Man, he has to let his dad die. And in the real world, many don't consider Miles to be Spider-Man. He's thought of as a spin-off, a mere copy of Peter Parker. With this film, Miles proves them all wrong. He stands on his own and beats them all. With inspiration and help from his friends and family, Miles proves that he is Spider-Man. This movie is amazing. It's a perfect sequel. It expands upon everything that the first film does and complicates it all, leading to a more compelling story and hopefully a massively rewarding third film. And we need Beyond the Spider-Verse now. Please, we need it now. I don't know what's going on, but can we have that film? It's been too long.
I want Spider-Man!
I adore Across the Spider-Verse. Miguel is so cool in this movie. He almost stole the show for me. His theme, his presence, this dude is sick. Miguel's awesome, he's empathetic, but he's also crazy. Gwen's amazing intro with the drums and the narration. Gwen's story with her father is so powerful as well. She's dealing with what it means to be Spider-Woman. Her scenes with her dad just always make the tears rush from my eyes. Another beautiful scene between a Spider-Person and their parent is with Rio and Miles on the roof. It is just beautiful, and her speech, it's so loving. And I love how this scene is called back to towards the end of the film when Miles is in the alternate universe. The parental love on display in this film is so well done, from Captain Stacy to Captain Morales, Peter and MJ. It's all so great. I love all of Miles' family stuff. Like, it's perfect. It's just a perfect movie. Hobie as well, Spider-Punk. He's another standout. I love how from the jump he was already protecting Miles. Peter B's back with his daughter May, and they're both amazing. I could spend another 45 hours gushing and getting more into detail, but I gotta keep it going. Miles refuses to let his father die just because all the other Spider people suffered something similar. And it's nuts how the other Spider people are gonna sit by and let what happened to them happen to Miles. That's like the most un-Spider-Man thing to do, sit by while others suffer. This movie is amazing, and I'm beyond excited for the sequel. And can we just get it now? Give me one. I want Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man!
Let me just bring up that ending. That ending is that twist, the matching action between the two universes. It is fantastically done. That is a perfect cliffhanger that has been going on for way too long. I remember sitting in the theater and the credits came up and I was like, that was the ending? It says to be continued. Are you kidding me? I was genuinely upset. I was like, all of that for nothing. And then once the anger washed away, I was sitting there, I was like, actually, that was fantastic. This was utterly superb in every single way. A perfect sequel and a perfect bridge for a trilogy that we need the third film so bad. Please.
I am Spider-Man.
Also in 2023 was the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5 video game. When this game was first announced in 2021, with the Craven voiceover, the combos on display, Miles and Peter just beating people up, and then they show us the little Venom tease with Tony Todd's voice.
Yes, we will.
The hype was immeasurable. And then they did the gameplay reveal, and they showed the black suit. I was beyond hype. I pre-ordered the game in a heartbeat. And when I was able to finally download it, the night before, I woke up around, 4 a.m. or something to play the game before work. And then I'd come home from work and rinse and repeat. Played in the morning, played after work. And I was having an amazing time doing that every single day. Basically everything from Spider-Man 2018 was improved upon with Spider-Man 2, except for the story. The swinging was faster, the combos were faster, we had more options on how we wanted to play. The symbiote was there, the black suit, Venom. It was all visually delightful, but the story did not blow me away. The gameplay was a lot of fun, but the main story just kept making me scratch my head. The more I think about certain plot beats, and the more I think about, character choices and the overall story, the less I enjoy the narrative, but the map is jaw-dropping. Like I said, this is the best rendition of New York City in any game. We have bits of Queens and Brooklyn now. I love the traversal so much. So much was added to make it more expressive for the player so we can really feel like Batman. To this day, I still boot up Spider-Man 2 and just swing around, maybe for like 5 or 10 minutes. The traversal can get a little stale once you do everything in it, but it's still a lot of fun. It's good fun. It's gorgeous fun. The combat's a treat. A repetitive treat, but a good one all the same. The boss fights are the highlight of this story. The moment that he plays Venom was actually jaw-dropping. Playing as Black Suit Spidey in a modern video game was a dream come true for me. I have yet to beat my New Game Plus save just because the freaking man missions where you just walk around picking up stuff and talk, this is a little too boring for me. Overall, a great entry, but I still think 2018 and Miles Morales have better stories and characterizations. But Spider-Man 2 is the best to play. So remember how Spider-Man is a comic book hero? Yeah, me neither. Ultimate Spider-Man started in 2024. It's not over yet while I record this, but I really enjoyed this run. Sadly, it's going to end. It's a very fun alternate universe telling of Spider-Man. It has some interesting new developments for characters that are as tried and true as Spidey and his friends. I love seeing an older Peter and MJ as a family. Marco Giacchetto's art is just simply breathtaking. His art alone can make me read comics, and it's so good in this run. Easily my favorite modern day comic book artist. These different interpretations of these classic characters are very fun. Surprisingly, Ben Parker and J. Jonah have some of the best moments. Harry and Gwen are great. They have these interesting stories with them. Richard, who is Peter and MJ's kid, has some amazing moments too. It's overall a very fun read. It's a shame that it got canned after 24 issues. Marvel just kind of hates well-written stories. Spider-Man Web of Shadows came out in 2008. I never played it until this year, 2025. It's pretty fun and has addicting gameplay loop. It has some of the most irritating camera angles, which are easily the worst part of the game. Starting missions and getting quests are also pretty boring and tedious. You walk up, you press A bunch of times. The voice for Peter is not my favorite, and the story certainly takes a backseat in this game. But the combat's fun. It's like a diet Devil May Cry, and has some real challenge to it at times. It's a bit refreshing. Traversal's fun too, mostly because it's something that you have to constantly do. You can't just hold R2 to swing. Being able to switch between the black suit and the classic suit whenever you want is pretty cool. I'm on the last act of the story right now, and I don't think I'm going to finish the game just because it got a little too repetitive and boring, but it was fun.
One glorious, hyphenated word. Spider-Man. I am the Spectacular Spider-Man!
Spectacular Spider-Man, television show that came out in 2008 that I sadly did not watch until 2025. Both seasons are amazing. This show is fantastic. The intro is a certified banger.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. It's catchy.
This show has easily my favorite depiction of Venom and Eddie Brock. The Gwen and Peter romance plot throughout is great as well. The show has a lot of shorter arcs that are recreations of some of Spider-Man's most popular comic book runs, like the Black Suit, Green Goblin, and the Sinister Six. All around, it's a tremendously fun show with some interesting tweaks of the tried and true Spidey mythos. I really like the voice actors, the cast is stacked with top tier talent, and the quick pacing of the episodes make it very easy to watch. The fights are also very engaging. I also love how some episodes are centered around holidays like Halloween or Christmas, New Year's Eve. Tons of fun. It's a shame that it got canceled. Well, thanks for coming on this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching. Really just rambled for a long time, so appreciate you listening. That's most of, if not all of, the Spider-Man content I've consumed over the course of my whole life. Spider-Man has and always will be a massive part of my life. He makes me believe that we're all capable of being better people. Spider-Man inspires me. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.